And finally, here we are going to work on the third factor that you should pay attention to when looking for your ideal partner: whether it is someone who makes you become a better person. If I tell you this, it is because the majority of the cases that I have to work on, due to failed relationships, which in turn generate emotional imbalances, have to do with the fact of having entered into a relationship with someone who, instead of becoming into someone better, it transforms you into someone worse than you were before. A good partner will transform you into someone confident, virtuous, and in addition to all this, will bring out your maximum potential in relation to the life goals you set for yourself. I had the case of a person who gained weight because of her partner. What was happening here, since her partner encouraged her to eat as a way to make her lose her figure, so that no one would admire her for her beauty. What happened here, since once my client gained weight, her partner at the time began looking for other women, and eventually ended up abandoning her, indicating that it was her fault for having gained a lot of weight. With this case, you can already observe the fact that entering into a relationship with someone that turns you into someone worse than you were as on someone. Therefore, here I want you to think about whether the partners you have been a catalyst in your life. They have helped you to be a better, or on the contrary, due to their influence, you have become worse. The positive case was precisely that of this same person that I am talking to you about here, who, after having consulted me, I encouraged her to look for someone who could motivate her to improve. And what happened? She found a boyfriend who really liked basketball. And that caused her to also start practicing it, with the consequence that she very quickly recovered her figure. In fact, after that, her ex-boyfriend came back to hunt her. But since she was with her new boyfriend and in treatment with me, she had the strength to overcome that situation and keep that person away from her. Therefore, the first factor you should pay attention to in the first weeks is whether your potential partner makes you feel like someone better. If his company leaves you with that feeling that you have taken advantage of your time, that you have obtained something that you did not possess before, if you meet someone who teaches you something, or whose conversations are valuable to you, or that stimulates you to learn or do something you always wanted, you already know that you are facing your right partner. The problem is that there are many people who are so negative that they tend to demotivate the people they interact with. You know, those people to whom you are going to say, I would like to learn to cook, and they are going to tell you, but why are you going to learn to cook if there are other people who cook? The same if you intend to create a business and you meet someone who is only going to point out the difficulties you are going to face in that process. And it will also make you see that it is not worth following your desires, because others already do what you do. But what happens if you find someone who stimulates you, that makes you see that nothing is impossible for you? And that while there are problems that you have to deal with, these problems always have a solution. That's exactly what I want you to see here. If your potential partner makes you feel better, so that immediately when you meet someone who doesn't make you feel that way, you discard them, so that you don't waste your time and especially the opportunities that you could get if you trusted your projects. The other thing you should consider is whether that person makes you better than you were before. As you can see, this factor is directly related to the previous one. You feel better about yourself because your partner acts as a motivator. And that in turn means that instead of doubting, fearing what could happen when you do something, you will realize that you are going to enter a dynamic in which you are going to take actions to get what you want. If your partner is intelligent, because he reads a lot of books, you will also want to read books. If your partner is an athlete and is always in good shape, you will also take it as a part of your life. But what happens if your partner has addictions or emotional problems? Well, you could fall into those same problems. Here, the idea is always that you first be a motivator and also that you have your own life resolved. That is why you are following this program, so that you are prepared for that ideal partner you are looking for. And therefore, the third factor that you should pay attention to is if, because of how good you feel in your relationship and how much you are achieving thanks to your partner, you also begin to wish that person was someone better. Contrary to that boyfriend who made his girlfriend gain weight. If you realize that you like your girlfriend to look attractive and in good physical shape, or you realize that you like that your boyfriend is someone admired by others, you have clearly reached such a level of security and trust that allows you to establish a relationship on equal terms. You no longer feel insecure that your partner could abandon you because he could find someone better than you, but you feel so much confidence in yourself that you know that you are the best version of yourself, and with which it is the best that that person will ever find in his life, with which you achieve what I told you at the beginning of this program: virtue, happiness, and with it, your full freedom.